It is Saturday, and this is the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm Anthony Totri. We got DJ Jacob Franklin behind the Mac, pushing all the buttons and cranking the noise. Guys, it is Saturday, and it is time to celebrate because Arizona State remains unbeaten in conference play. The Sun Devils with another quad one win. This one at home, 76-73 over Colorado. If you're new here, do us a favor. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. Leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you enjoy about this podcast. But everybody, grab a snack, grab a drink, cuddle up on your couch, and buckle up for one hell of a post-game show because we have a lot to get into. And I just want to start with the fact that this damn team is different. They're not the same basketball team that we saw ending non-conference play. They look different in a bunch of different facets. Offensively, which we'll talk about. Defensively, they look improved. Jacob was watching the game right next to me, talked about it is a defense that quite literally, it doesn't seem like you've seen.
Might be the most aggressive defense I've ever seen.
It doesn't look like you've seen a team with that level of defensive intensity that quite literally thrives night in, night out on creating extra opportunities. They did it damn well tonight, right? But when you talk about Arizona State, for me, the thing that is different, the characteristic of any good sports team in general, not just college basketball, is the ability to get it done in crunch time. And Arizona State got it done Saturday against Cal in crunch time. They got it done against Stanford in crunch time. And there was a moment in the game when Arizona State had a 10-point lead. And Colorado, KJ Simpson, credit to him, hell of a basketball player. And he found ways to really, really be a thorn in Arizona State's side all night long. But at the end of the day, CU was able to bring it back within 2. They tied it up at one point. And Jacob was sitting next to me. He was like, man, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I didn't say anything. Because for me, it felt different. It didn't feel like, given what we had seen the entire game, that this was a team that was going to fumble the bag, right? And specifically because you look at all of the threats on Arizona State tonight, I think that, for me, was probably the biggest difference maker against Colorado, is the fact that it wasn't just Jamiya Neal. It wasn't just Adam Miller. It wasn't just Jose Perez. You had guys getting in there tonight that logistically haven't done a whole lot for this team all season long. And they came in and they made the most of their minutes. Braylon Green, right? Early on in the game. Bryant Selebangue, who we'll talk extensively about a little bit later in the show. He showed up. He played massive minutes for an Arizona State team that lacks size. And when they're going up against Colorado's Lampkin, right, who is a big, big center, and Alonzo Gaffney and Sean Phillips find themselves in foul trouble pretty early on in the second half, Bobby leans over to Selebangue and the bunch, says, "You're in?" Like, he stepped up, man. He stepped up in more ways than one.
I think we're the whisperers, Totri.
Are we?
I think they can hear us from the court because we did this in the Stanford game where like the Suns crew, they get out of their post game or whatever. We're like, all right, look at this guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's not good. Scores the next 9 points.
Yeah.
Tonight, I will own up to this. Brian Selebangue, not good.
Yeah.
Called him not good. And this man just goes off.
He did.
We're the whisperers.
Offensively, defensively, Bryant Selebangue, I mean, again, he was a clutch player for Arizona State tonight. And it's for me, you talk about the weapons, right? The weapons that are able to score for Arizona State, but defensively as well, I think I was just as impressed. We know what Frankie Collins can do, right? This guy had 3 steals how early into the first half? Like, he is top 3 in the nation when it comes to steals per game. He's that level of a defender. But Alonzo Gaffney with the clutch block down the stretch as well, right? Like there are so many guys on this team that when they're playing to their potential, which was our issue early on in the season, is you had a bunch of guys out there that you knew what they were capable of. You knew what talent they had. It was just a matter of, okay, are they going to be able to find a way to play like a team? Tonight and against Utah, two teams, mind you, that were, I believe, 11-2 and 11-3 respectively in those games. Arizona State finds ways to beat them. Yeah, those are both quad one wins. Quad one wins against two teams that were at the top of the Pac-12.
We talked about this.
Heading into conference play.
A majority of their losses are against top tier team. I mean, you're talking quad one teams other than maybe Northwestern. The loss that hurts them is San Diego.
Yeah.
How do you flush that? You get more. I mean, you get wins in quad one. Like if you win enough quad one games, people are going to flush one bad loss.
Well, it's not even so much flushing it now, right? Is at this point you are talking about quite literally a team that is playing the second best brand of basketball in the conference right now. Like, can you deny that? Like in reality, they're undefeated in conference play. They're 4-0. I get the first two games were against Stanford and Cal. They're nobodies. But if you're just evaluating the 12 teams in the conference based off of their most recent two games, Arizona State is the only team like in the same realm as Arizona. And I'll go out. Arizona is a hell of a basketball team. And Arizona is, far and away a contender, not only in the Pac-12, but nationally. But in the conference, who else is playing this level of basketball right now? Nobody. Utah and Colorado were the only ones doing it. Colorado, before losing on Tad Boyle's birthday, got their shit kicked in by Arizona just a couple days ago, right? And Arizona beat them without their two best players. Arizona State, they dealt with them tonight, right? KJ Simpson, Silva, like they did what they are. They were as good as advertised.
Those two players kept him in the game.
They were as good as advertised.
Yeah, KJ Simpson looked great.
23 points for KJ
De Silva hit the big shots toward the end to keep him in it. I mean, yeah, they looked really good. This was not a Colorado team that just laid down and was ready to just keel over and die after getting the brakes beaten off of by Arizona a couple nights ago.
Simpson and De Silva combined for 40 of Colorado's 73 points tonight. There was somebody in the chat talking about the atmosphere looked better. No, it was definitely, even from watching it on the screen, I was talking to Jacob about it. Like, it looks like there was a decent crowd. And that's how you get this team continuing to do this night in, night out, consistently, right? Is if they're going to come in every single game with that level of intensity in this level of basketball, then they deserve to have that kind of output from the fans and the crowd to show up. And I think you saw that tonight. We got Sean DePaz in the chat. Man, we haven't had Sean DePaz in the chat since he departed for Antarctica too long ago. But it's great to have Sean in the chat. We got Donald with a $1.99 super chat. It's still fire, Bobby. Stand on my business. Look, man, you can't have that conversation now. You can't have that conversation at this point in the season, not with the way that this team is playing. And I think one thing that I think everybody in the chat that watches Arizona State in all of these games and they've seen what this team was at the start of the season and what they are right now, I think probably the most exciting part is the fact that the offense looks different. It looks changed. It's a team that, yes, you're going to still have a couple bad shots here or there, but for the most part, you got guys taking what the defense is giving them. You've got movement from players that don't have the ball in their hands, and it's movement with purpose, right? And you have guys being clutch, okay? You have Adam Miller going for 14 first half points. You have Jamiya Neal smoking it in the second half. You have Frankie and Jose doing what they've done even when ASU wasn't playing well at the start of the season.
Jamiya played like the guy that we thought he was going to be at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah. And that was huge. Like, if you can get that version of Jamiya, one of every two, I mean, just give it once a week, right? Like, this team, we talked about it during the game. Like, is there anything between them and being the second or third best team in this conference?
No.
Oregon, I think, is a solidified number 2.
Maybe themselves. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
Is if you revert back to a team that, gets sloppy and lackadaisical on offense, then I think that's how you get it. But their defense shows up every game. And now their offense is coming with it, right? This is a team that back-to-back games now has put up 40-plus point halves, first halves. They had, 44 tonight in the first half? They had 41, I believe, or around that in the game
41,
against Utah. Right. We haven't seen Arizona State all season be able to put out offensive production like this. And we'll get to the numbers here in a second. But, this is a team that quite literally, Doug Haller just tweeted it. If you were at the Northwestern game and you were at tonight's game, they don't look like the same team at all. They quite literally look like 2 different basketball programs. And this is the one that Arizona State fans have been begging and pleading to see. And they got it for now, right? That's the big thing, is now you're 4-0. Nobody's taking you lightly. You're atop the conference. Everybody's coming at you with your best game. And you have to continuously find ways to evolve. That's what I want to see from this team. That's what I want to see from Bobby Hurley, right? If he wants to be the coach of Arizona State basketball going into the Big 12 right now, I think if I'm a new AD, what I want to see from Bobby and this team is show me new ways to win, right? You're getting it from Ace. You're getting it from Frankie. You're getting it from Jamiya. Okay, now what? Because there are teams out there that are going to find ways to ensure that Frankie Collins doesn't leave his fingerprints all over the game the way that he has found ways to do over the last 2 weeks. Frankie Collins is the best Arizona State basketball player since who?
Probably Lou Dort. I mean, if you're talking Lou Dort, his overall game was disgusting.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the, and that might be a little bit disrespectful to Remy.
I don't think so.
But talent-wise, Lou Dort was an NBA, you knew Lou Dort was NBA bound. Watching him play. I was at that game against Kansas where it was kind of the Lou Dort, that coming out party.
Frankie Collins is different, man. Frankie Collins is different, and for some reason, maybe it's because it's Arizona State. I start the game and I'm waiting almost for it to be this is Frankie's off game, right? And he hasn't had one. He's found ways to impact the game even when he's not shooting well. Tonight, 3 of 11 from the field, 12 points. But guess what? He has fingerprints all over this damn game. 4 assists, 3 steals, and he was sitting on the bench when Colorado climbed back in it from down 10 late in the second half. Frankie gets in the game. Arizona State puts it away. Offensively, Frankie Collins knows how to be a maestro. He knows exactly what he needs to do to ensure that the symphony that is Arizona State basketball's offense can actually function. It doesn't work without Frankie Collins. And for Bobby Hurley, you want a pat on the back or a job well done, getting Frankie Collins back at Arizona State after pretty much the entire team departed in the transfer portal, right? That's a gold star for Bobby in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this team for Bobby over the last couple of years is he's gone through some overhauls. And, he's found some diamonds in the rough for sure. You go out and get a Desmond Cambridge for last year. Obviously, Frankie came over last year, too, to get him, a year in the offense to get his feet under him to understand Bobby's system.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it almost makes me think that the beginning of this year, it's how often, how many wins would they have had this team been here last year? I mean, because it's pretty much every player hadn't played with each other.
Yeah. But this is, you and I almost like that more, right? I get that you would have loved to have those games early on in the season and you can't really go back. But I like the fact that this team had to fight. They had to go through a 3-game losing streak, with a bad loss to San Diego to figure out who they were, to figure out how to play as a team. And that's what you've got right now. And ultimately, that led to Arizona State getting a big 76-73 win over Colorado Saturday night. Let's go ahead. Get to Buy the Numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Guys, Arizona's #1 credit union named by Forbes. Of course, the only
Give me a second. It disappeared on me.
The only number that does matter is that 76-73 final score. For everybody in the chat, do us a favor. Hit that like button. We got 30 plus of you in here and only about 11 or 12 likes. So let's go ahead. Smash that like button for us. But look, we'll get to the numbers. Arizona State here shooting 43.9% from the field to Colorado's 47.9% from the field. You look at the way these two teams shot from three-point land tonight. Colorado 35%, the Sun Devils 36.4%. Free throw numbers, 18 of 27 for Arizona State, 20 of 27 for the Buffs. Turnovers tonight, Arizona State with just 7 turnovers to Colorado's 13. The big number that stands out most for me is honestly the free throw numbers. And the reason that I'm going to say it's the free throw numbers, and look, for a lot of the season, it's been the free throw numbers because this has been a team that has got to the charity stripe a lot, but has been pretty inconsistent when it comes to actually sinking those free throws. But the reason that the free throw numbers are big for me tonight specifically is because in the first half, Colorado, I believe, had 18 of 20.
They had almost double. It was almost their game total.
Like 18. Yeah, they shot 20 free throws in the first half. They only shot 7 in the second half. That is credit to Arizona State's defense, specifically in the second half, being smart, playing high-level basketball at a certain point, knowing when to give up on possessions. Like, it really is remarkable that this defense is something that continues to find ways to keep Arizona State in games. And I think that's what, again, when you're talking about fans, right? And I'm trying not to lose my mind here, is the fan perspective about Arizona State is, hey, yes, the defense is going to show up. Yes, the rotations and the players are going to be what they are, but you know you're not going to get offense. And it's always been what is going to happen when Arizona State finds a way to marriage an offense with the defense that they have, an elite level defense, one of the best defenses in the Pac-12. And you saw it tonight. You saw it against Utah. It's beautiful. And the best part about it is KJ Simpson was the dog for Colorado tonight, right? You remove KJ Simpson from this game, Arizona State blows out Colorado, and I don't think it's particularly close. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, that you can take out just about any singular player from a scoring percentage for Arizona State tonight, and I still feel confident that they can find a way to get it done because they have that many guys capable of scoring. You remove Adam Miller, Jamiya Neal, Jose Perez, Frankie Collins probably turns on the gas a little bit more, right? You remove Jose, okay, the production that you're going to see from Ace, Frankie, and Jamiya is probably going to increase. Maybe even Kamari coming off the bench, right? Like, there are certain guys that you can remove from this team because it is stacked, because there is a lot of depth, and they are going to find ways to make up for the losses offensively. I can't believe that's something that we're saying now, because just a month ago, this team didn't look like they had any sort of life or any sort of chance. That has changed dramatically over the last 4 games. This looks like a team hungry, and this looks like a team that you don't want to play if you're somebody in the Pac-12. You see Arizona State on the schedule. You see that Frankie Collins, Jose Perez, Jamiya Neal, Ace Wolf are coming to town. You don't want, that's not the team that I want to play right now by any means. And that goes for the Arizona Wildcats as well. And I know they're doing their own thing. They're on their own tear. But there's something about getting hot in college basketball, especially a team that plays lights out defense like Arizona State, that you don't want to see. You don't want to see. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that the Sun Devils are going to take down the Wildcats, but I'm telling you right now, it's shaping up to be one hell of a game. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the Wildcats and the Sun Devils to get on the hardwood together. And I know people might clown on me for that, but the way that this team's playing basketball, I feel confident that they are going to find a way to compete. And that's what matters most to me right now, is that you have a team going out there and competing in everybody. Look, I know there's people that hate on Gaffney, which, it is what it is. Muhammad brings up a great point, though. Gaffney had a clutch block at the end of this basketball game that helped Arizona State put it away. So say what you want about Alonzo Gaffney shooting. Defensively, he continues to find ways to hold up. And again, Bobby Hurley is going to take that every single day of the week. Look, we're going to continue talking Arizona State basketball here in a second. But first, I want to tell you about Desert Financial Credit Union, guys. Desert Financial, the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University. And they are not new to this game. They've been doing it for a long time. More than 84 years. Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. And if you're an Arizona sports fan, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. And now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. You got a team atop the Pac-12 standings. Go right now. Open a free checking account online and get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started. Danny in the chat, Gaffney is the worst offensive player in all of college basketball. He gets away with getting minutes based off his defense, which I would hope someone of his wingspan and height has. Yeah, he's got defense. Look, we've talked about it on the show in terms of the amount of shots that he takes. I think that is a conversation that I don't know if Bobby Hurley's had it. I really wish he would, just in terms of, hey, I don't need Alonzo Gaffney taking, let's see, how many shots did Gaffney take tonight? Let's play a little game, Jacob. Okay? How many shots? It's
usually double digits.
But tonight, he didn't take that many shots. How many shots do you think Gaffney took from the floor? Any guesses?
How many he took
from the floor?
6?
4. He only took 4 shots. Now, he shot 25%, which not great by any means, and he had 4 fouls, but he had 3 blocks, right? Gaffney's a guy you're keeping in the game defensively. And look, tonight, I can live with Alonzo Gaffney taking 4 shots a game. I can live with it. I can live with him taking 3 threes a game. I will go to sleep at night and feel just fine about it, okay? But it's those games that I look and he's taking 11 to 12 shots a game. That's where I want to throw up. That's where I'm kicking and screaming and crying and asking for my mom to come save me. That's what happens when Alonzo Gaffney takes 12 shots a game. But thankfully, that wasn't the case tonight. Again, Arizona State getting it done in crunch time against Colorado. It is Saturday, and it's still pretty early in the night. So after this post-game show, you guys can go out, go celebrate at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Guys, nobody does it better than Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Hopefully some of you took my advice and opted to spend your New Year's Eve at one of the lovely casinos that they have, because I haven't been to a place like Gila River Resorts and Casinos ever in my life. They seriously do it differently, and they do it better than anybody else in the Valley. They offer an authentic and immersive experience. They've got an unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement that you aren't going to find anywhere else in the desert. They don't just set a high bar. They set the highest bar possible. And if you don't believe me, head to Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Check it out for yourself. Let them show you what next level is all about. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Just visit playathgila.com for more details. All right, Jacob. We could have gone a couple different ways here with bottle service. Early in the first half, it looked like it was going to be Adam Miller. 14 first half points. He was cooking, and the stroke just looked nice. It just looked nice. But there was a moment in the second half where Jamiya Neal was scoring. He was finding ways to force turnovers on the other side. And there was one specific moment where Jacob and I are, again, the only people in the office. We're watching the game on the big screen, sitting next to each other. And Jamiya pulls one for 3. Nothing but net. And I kid you not, me and Jacob turn to each other, holding the threes. Jacob 3 to the dome. And at that moment, it was always going to be Jamiya Neal for bottle service. 19 points, 7 boards for Jamiya Neal. Also had 2 assists and 4 steals. 35 minutes for Neal tonight. This is a kid that, my goodness, it is probably the biggest, just the biggest like sigh of relief for him, because all season long we've been asking, we've been begging, we've heard that Jamiya Neal has X, Y, and Z in his bag. We've heard that Jamiya Neal is going to be the next Des Cambridge for Arizona State, right? And we hadn't seen it. We heard that he was going to improve in 1,000,005 different ways. And maybe we saw it at times. We saw flashes. We saw glimpses. But a full game of Jamiya Neal taking over, that's what you got tonight. Real deal Neal, 19 points and those 4 steals, huge for Arizona State. 7 of 13 from the field. And honestly, the 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for this team might be the best part of his 19 points, is the fact that when he got up to that free throw line, he was able to sink the free throws, because this team doesn't do it well. That might be their fatal flaw when they get down the stretch in Pac-12 play, is that they're not a very good free throw shooting team. So for Jamiya to do everything he did and still have the composure at those moments in the game to do that, I think says a whole lot about him. And I think he just needed to get the monkey off his back, man. He just needed to go have a game like this. He needed to go out there and be the guy.
I think he was trying too hard to be that guy.
Yeah, and you know, maybe that is the case, right? Where Jamiya was trying so hard to be, he was trying to make the offense go. It was an ASU offense that outside of Frankie wasn't really doing anything. They needed
somebody, and he was trying to be.
Exactly. Yeah. But maybe that, you know, either he wasn't ready for that, he didn't have the confidence for it yet. And then when Ace got here, and Ace was allowed to play, and Ace started scoring.
Takes the weight off.
Jose starts scoring. Frankie starts scoring. Then it's less of, oh, I got to go out there and I got to be the all-star. It's, hey, I just got to go play basketball. And that's what Jamiya Neal did tonight. And it's what he's done over the last couple of games. And it's been nice to see him find a groove. And I think, again, if Jamiya Neal is putting out performances like this in conference play, it is not a team that you want to see, because you've got players that can genuinely kill you from all over the court, right? Frankie inside, time and again. Adam Miller from behind the arc. Jose can really do anything. And Jamiya gives
from the free throw line.
From the free throw line. Like, and Jamiya kind of the same thing. He can drive. He can shoot the three. He's got a little bit of a mid-range in his bag. Like, they've got guys that can kill you from all sides of this court, right? The only thing they're really missing is size. And Sean Phillips, he did his job tonight. Alonzo Gaffney, say what you want. He did his job tonight. Bryant Selebangue, take a bow. He did his job tonight, right? And I'm so damn happy that we get to do this, because we haven't done it in a minute. But let's go ahead. Let's get to the heat index. Guys, we haven't done heat index.
I forgot about this graphic, if we're being honest.
If you don't know what heat index is, it's like bottle service 2.0. 3 players that also had phenomenal evenings tonight. I want to start with Adam Miller. He had 18 points, 5 of 13 from the field for Arizona State. Also had 2 boards, 1 assist, 32 minutes for the Sun Devils. Adam Miller, dude, he's just a gamer. He's just a baller. Like, his shot looks smooth, and this is a guy that there are shots that don't go in, specifically when he's driving, but his handles and some of his moves that he has, dude, they're filthy. And it makes you wonder the impact that he would have had for Arizona State early on in this season, right? In terms of being able to help facilitate, in terms of finding ways to create extra opportunities on the other end. Adam Miller tonight, he didn't get bottle service, but he was damn close. And I think if Arizona State continues to play this brand of basketball, you are going to see Adam Miller, Frankie Collins, Jose Perez, and Jamiya Neal fluctuate from bottle service to heat index. And Adam Miller tonight, again, yes, he took 8 threes. He only made 3 of them. I didn't hate the shots he was taking. Say what you want about it, and you could disagree with me. Adam Miller, I was comfortable with him taking 8 threes. I would be comfortable with him taking 11 to 12, to be honest with you. I just have confidence in him. And I don't think you can say that often, at least from the start of the season to now, about some of these guys. I've got confidence that Ace Wolf is going to find ways to score for Arizona State and keep them in the game. But Adam Miller wasn't the only one who helped Arizona State edge Colorado 76 to 73. The next member of tonight's heat index.
What'd they do?
What?
They wanted Colorado?
They edged them. What? What? No? You didn't like it?
No, I don't like that.
Give me Frankie Collins on the damn Heat Index. Frankie Collins, 12 points for the Sun Devils tonight. 5 of 8 from the charity stripe. 4 assists and 3 steals. Again, 3 steals. This is what he's doing per game for Arizona State. Finding ways to create those extra opportunities for an offense that, again, needed those. Was begging and pleading for those extra opportunities early on in the season so that they could try and find some sort of rhythm offensively. Now, when you have a rhythm offensively and you're still creating those extra opportunities, that's when you start to pull away from teams. That's how you get those double-digit leads over quad one teams, right? That's what Frankie Collins has helped Arizona State do. And we've talked about it before. I don't think that Frankie Collins as a scorer, when he's dropping 20 points a game, I don't think that's when this team is at its best. I am totally fine with Frankie scoring 10 to 12 a game and getting those 3 steals, 4 assists, however many boards, right? That's just where Arizona State is best, is when he is leading, right? When he doesn't have to go out there and shoulder the scoring load for Arizona State. When he can go out there and just play point guard, where he doesn't have to try and be somebody he's not. When Frankie Collins is playing like Frankie Collins, that's how you know this team is, they're going to be a problem. Moon 4 visuals, Selebangue was the secret sauce. Big effort plays. Absolutely. And that's why Bryant Selebangue
made me eat my words.
The third member of tonight's Heat Index. Bryant Selebangue, look, you're going to watch the game, and if you watched it at the very start, you didn't see too much of Bryant Selebangue, but if you watched it down the stretch, you know that in his 24 minutes, his 7 points, 4 boards were, they were so damn impactful. Or pardon, 7 points, 5 boards, 2 blocks, 2 steals. 2 blocks, 2 steals for me. And again, being able to get those 7 points. He had an and one, made the free throw, which he made Jacob eat the words on that one too. Bryant Selebangue stood on business tonight. And I know Donald's always trying to stand on business. But literally, Bryant Selebangue stood on business tonight. And I didn't know what to expect from him, man. I really didn't know. I had no idea what to expect from Bryant Selebangue when Sean Phillips and Alonzo Gaffney went out of this game because they had early fouls. I didn't know what you were going to get. And quite literally, I was terrified. I was terrified because we haven't seen a whole lot from Bryant that would inspire confidence in you with the game on the line. And in a close game, Bryant Selebangue found ways to be a difference maker. He wasn't just a contributor for Arizona State tonight, right? They had other contributors. Bryant Selebangue was a difference maker. I'll tell you right now, Arizona State doesn't beat Colorado if Bryant Selebangue isn't playing tonight. It doesn't happen. Not with the way that he was impacting the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's and somebody thinks, but Muhammad says it perfectly. He plays like a 7-footer.
Yeah.
He's 6'8", but he plays like a 7-footer.
He was supposed to be your double-double machine.
Shooting 63% from the field. I mean, if you can find him in good spots on the court, he converts far more often than other people do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty consistent down low. He grabs a bunch of rebounds, plays really good defense. The only thing you need from him is to shoot free throws better. And last year, he shot 51% from the line. This year, he's shooting 39%. Yeah. So there's definitely room there for him to improve. All you need is 1 or 2. For a big man, I'll take 1 or 2
for a rotational
in college. Yeah, I'll take 1 or 2 for
Absolutely.
Sure. But you have to hit 1.
Yeah, and he did. He did exactly what he needed to do tonight. Let's go ahead and take one final look at the Heat Index. The guys getting it done for Arizona State. Adam Miller, Frankie Collins, and big Bryant Selebangue. That rounds out the Heat Index for Arizona State. And if you missed it, Jamiya Neal is the one getting bottle service for the Sun Devils tonight. Look, we're going to take a look at the Bobby board. We still got closing time, aftertaste. We are not done yet. Hit that like button. Like I said, if you're new here, leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you like about this podcast. And the nice thing about Arizona State finding ways to win in Pac-12 play is the fact that when you bet on the Sun Devils, you could be a winner in more ways than one with BetMGM Sportsbook. They still have a great offer for you guys. If you haven't signed up yet, my first question is, what are you doing? my next response would be, let me tell you how you could take advantage of that deal. Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or visit BetMGM.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if that bet loses. And if that bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Glad I can make some money on the NFL today. I didn't bet on college basketball. I try and stay away from college basketball, but
really good game going on right now.
Is it? It's still 14?
17-17.
17-17. Fourth quarter, third quarter. Where are we at here?
Fourth, 10 minutes.
Wow. Things you love to see. Go get some action on BetMGM right now, guys. Just to recap, sign up for BetMGM and use that bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Just for Jacob and John. There you go. Look, it is time for Aftertaste, which, if you're new here, plug your ears, because this is the most sus segment that we have on the
Look at the
network.
old Sean head.
Look at the old. Aw. Look how cute we all look. Just a cute.
This was before Totri endured the beginning of the season.
Before I had to grow a beard to get through it. It's exactly what it was, man. All right. So this is the part in the show where I ask everybody what this game tasted like, what it felt like, but I do it in a very graphic way. Jacob, so I'm going to start with you. What was flung into your tooth bucket tonight?
Tooth bucket?
Yes. What was flung into your tooth bucket?
A nice cup of ham and beans.
Care to elaborate?
Just good all the way through.
Just good all the way through.
Yeah. But then maybe like for that 3-minute stretch where it was like, oh, this isn't good. Maybe it was just a little, like a little salty.
Maybe it was too hot.
Maybe it was too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pretty good all the way through. Comfort food. Feels good. 4-0, top of the Pac-12. Ham and beans.
Short bus, I'm not going to read that, but that's funny. That is really, really funny. For me, this tastes like when you are supremely hungover, and I'm talking supremely. You had a fun night out with your significant other or the boys, right? You went out to the bars, you went out to Denim and Diamonds in East Mesa, okay? And you were there till the bar closed, okay? And then there was an after party and you didn't wake up and leave. You didn't leave that place till 4 a.m, okay? And you wake up, crust in your eyes, your head's pounding. You got the worst dry mouth you've ever had in your entire life. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
This is the exact story you told the last time I did a show.
No, it's 10 o'clock in the morning now, okay? It's 10 o'clock. You're still feeling it. And you know what? You go to your fridge. And you know what you find? You find the most delicious, greasiest breakfast burrito that you've ever seen. And you throw that thing in the microwave. You've got your hoodie on. And you're just waiting. You're counting the seconds in your head for that thing to be done so that you can plop back into your queen bed and devour that burrito to give you life.
Very specifically a queen bed.
Very specifically a queen bed with a black headboard. Very specifically.
Is that yours? Like a queen bed with a black headboard?
I just like to paint a picture. That's all. But that's what this game tasted like for me. It was a breakfast burrito after a night of drinking. It cures everything. It cures the hangover, right? The hangover of non-conference play. You didn't know what you were getting.
How did the burrito end up there?
You don't ask questions.
Because that's some foresight. Because you're not. I mean, if you're drunk, you're not gonna be able to go get a breakfast burrito because everything's closed.
No,
so
yeah,
you went the day before, got an extra burrito, knowing that you get hammered.
Yeah, you got to look out for future you. I'm big on that. I like to look out for future me, but only because there are times where I also I make future me upset with my decisions. So I try and do my absolute best to ensure that, hey, future Totri is going to really appreciate the fact that there's a breakfast burrito in his fridge, and you just got to look out for yourself. That's the one thing you could take away from tonight's PHNX Sun Devil show is just, look out for yourself, okay? That is the absolute best way to do it. And you guys can always be looking out for yourself the same way Circle K is with all of the lovely snacks and deals that they have for you. And they have locations literally everywhere. I wouldn't be shocked if they had a Circle K on the moon at this point. And they're helping you guys save money every single day with their new free membership program. You guys are going to save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups and then save 3 cents per gallon every single day. So you're filling up on gas and you make your way inside to grab some snacks, and you're going to get every 6th free on a selection of Circle K's products: pizza, coffee, ice cold fountain drinks, and if that's not enough, they have phenomenal deals for you on energy drinks, on like little chalky milks in there. They have it all over at Circle K. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Moon 4 Visuals, salty snacks. No, absolutely. You got all the salty snacks over at Circle K. Donald in the chat: Totri is a drinking professional, knowing what he'll want the next morning. Well done. Charles, I am asking all the questions, Totri. Feel free, man. Feel free. Just because you ask the questions doesn't mean I have the answers.
I question Totri every day.
I don't have the answers to all the questions. I don't have the answers to all the things.
No, you don't.
Past me does things that I couldn't tell you. I'd love to interrogate him and see what goes through his head. But, we can't stand a world where there's 2 versions of me, where there's 2 Totris. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this office with 2 of me?
I try and imagine the office with none of you.
Wow. Well, that's just a bummer.
Just kidding.
I know. Let's get to everybody's favorite segment, the Bobby Board. Let's go ahead and see what
more
we
appropriately
have.
named Bobby Board.
Bobby Board. Look at that. We got another great face. Is there a story to this face? How do you find this one?
I was just looking on our photo site, and he was making a fun face while he was giving a speech.
Oh, I love that.
It was a good one. Bobby
Speech.
He looks. If you look really closely, and I would zoom in, but I feel like that's just like a little weird, like on the broadcast for me to just zoom in on it. If you look at that, he kind of looks a little confused.
Yeah.
And he might be confused about how they blew the 10-point lead, but yeah, they got the win.
I think he's more so confused at the face that the Utah Bobby's making.
Yeah, he's like, man, this so the Utah Bobby is the Bobby the night before. And the Colorado Bobby's the one that has the breakfast burrito in the fridge.
Yes.
He's a little confused about how it happened.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the 2 Bobbies for Stanford and Cal, they're just looking on. They're just, they're side characters in this whole quest for that breakfast burrito. But if you are on audio, it is beautiful to see the second row of the Bobby Board here. Or I guess the third row, to see Arizona State have back-to-back Bobby faces. And let's put that up just one more time so we can see what Arizona State has looking ahead. We've got the Washington Huskies, UCLA, USC, and Oregon. If I am looking at that schedule right now, I feel confident that Arizona State, at worst, can win 2 of
is not good.
Games. They can win 2 of those games.
Washington is, and USC's really not been all that good. Washington's given some like they gave Oregon a run for its money, but Oregon's missing N'Faly Dante, and so I mean, it should be interesting. They could go 3-0 in the next 3 games.
Yeah, which can you imagine if we're talking about a team
with a 7-game win streak
that was horrendous at times in non-conference? That would be crazy.
But what do we say? BYU's 4th in Ken Palm.
Yeah.
Northwestern 69, TCU's like 32, and Mississippi State's 30.
Yeah.
And
I know the other teams were good, but maybe it felt like the world was ending and the sky was falling because of how bad the offense looked. But those were good teams. And now Arizona State has a chance to make something of this season, right? To go out there, to quiet the naysayers. Bobby Hurley has a chance to solidify his spot as the head coach moving into the Big 12. And this team has the potential to be real fun down the stretch when we get to Pac-12 tournament time, when we get to Selection Sunday, because I guarantee you, if this team continues to play the way that they have played over the last 2 to 4 games, Arizona State will find a way into the NCAA tournament. Arizona State will find a way to be a part of Selection Sunday.
If you get a top 4 seed in the Pac-12 tournament, it's real hard to
fumble it away.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be close because the Pac-12 isn't all that great right now.
Yeah.
But I would say top 4, you're looking at probably being close to either. If you're the 4 seed, you're probably close to the bubble somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think you should be in if you're a top 4 seed.
Look, it's I can't believe we're at this point, right? I can't believe Arizona State is doing what they're doing. To be totally honest with you, I can't believe it. Back-to-back quad 1 wins at home for Arizona State. Already talking about UCLA in the chat, only having 24 points at halftime against Cal.
UCLA, Mick Cronin's going to be...
Eat your heart out, Mick.
Yeah.
I hate that
guy.
Good
luck in the Big Ten.
I really hate him.
He plays into the persona. He's the hateable guy.
He's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I really don't like
Didn't he say his players suck?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure in a post-game press conference, he said his players suck.
He's got little man syndrome. That's what Mick Cronin has. And I don't think it's pretty. He strikes me as a dude that drives like a Ford F-250, like for no good reason.
Lifted.
Yeah. Giant monster truck wheels.
Blacked out rims.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. He wears, just the nicest Shady Rays, though. That's definitely what he does. Right? And look, over here at PHNX, we got a couple different events for you guys that you can hopefully come hang out with us. We've got a couple that I want to talk to you guys about. One on January 16th, we got a PHNX Suns takeover presented by Illegal Pete's and Michelob ULTRA. You guys are going to get a game ticket. The pregame party is included with the ticket. Again, January 16th, click the link in the show notes or visit gophnx.com to grab your tickets today. We've also got a PHNX putting party January 24th. Join us for our first ever putting party at Putting World presented by Michelob ULTRA, January 24th. It's an event. We got a watch party starting at 6:30. The Suns are going to be taking on the Mavs. It is going to be an absolute blast. And every ticket includes unlimited beer and wine plus free putting. So definitely head on over, check it out, click the link in the show notes or visit gophnx.com to grab your tickets today. Also, we got a couple people in the chat, Sharon, Donald, they are PHNX diehards, so we're constantly chatting literally throughout the week about Arizona State athletics through the games. It's literally the same exact community style that you see here on YouTube. You get that same thing every single day in that diehard Discord. It's just one of the many perks of being a PHNX diehard. If you want to check that out, again, head over to gophnx.com today, click that diehard tab, and everything will be in there for you. But Jacob, it's 9:04 p.m. Arizona State, 4-game win streak atop the Pac-12, baby. Atop the Pac-12. And you know what time it is, Jacob?
Do I know what time it is?
I think you know what time it is. Time for that sexy ass music that we got for closing time. Let's go ahead, talk about the takeaways from Arizona State's 3-point victory over Colorado, starting with Evolve. This is a new team. This team doesn't look like the team that lost to San Diego, doesn't look like the team that lost to TCU, doesn't look like the team that lost to Northwestern. The offense is evolved, and the team is better for it. The second one, clutch. That's what Arizona State has. The clutch gene, the difference maker, that X factor. They find ways to get it done in crunch time. Jamiya Neal, Frankie Collins and company, take a bow. You know exactly what you need to do. The last one, keep it rolling. We talked about Arizona State's next few games. You know what gets me more hyped than a 4-game win streak? I'll tell you. It's a 7-game win streak. Keep it rolling, guys. But that is going to do it for tonight's PHNX Sun Devils postgame show. We appreciate you. Hit that like button and subscribe button on your way out. Do us a solid. Give us a follow on PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Jacob at Jacob_Franklin4. Short bus got it. Gummy time, guys. Go Devils. And peace.
We all silly like the mayor.